Hello guys, Moukass here. What's up? I'm doing this video very spontaneously. I'm going down the rabbit hole these last days. I've seen some documentaries that completely terrified me, surprised me, shocked me, and I wanted to say that I'm so grateful to live in this era where we can have access to this information. But I wanted to take the opportunity of talking about more varied subjects. Gaming is not the only thing in my life. I also like photography. I love knowledge. I love to understand things. Honestly, I love to understand.
And I was once told that I was addicted to cognitive ecstasy.
Wow.
So cognitive ecstasy literally just means that you enjoy the sort of cognitive high of like connecting the dots and understanding something. Carl Sagan, one of my heroes, used to say, understanding is a kind of ecstasy.
We have such massive brains. It would be a waste if we don't use it. So I'm really a big fan of documentaries, and sometimes I realize that reality is more scary than fiction, it's more strange than fiction. Sometimes you see documentaries and you wonder how you could have missed this information for so long and how people are not aware of this. The last documentary that hit me really hard is called Unacknowledged, about the UFOs and the Disclosure Project. And I was so shocked that there is so many evidence about this and the implications that are going so far away. Just after that I watched a documentary about MK Ultra, mind control programs of the US government. Actually a secret part of the US government that is manipulating people with drugs, torture and so much techniques to split the personality, to make people do whatever they want. And this is so scary that this information is not so more widespread, because the implications are so weird. There is things that are happening that are so immoral, so crazy, and very few people talk about it. Sometimes I wonder if I'm the only one being shocked about this information or being intrigued by it. When you hear that aliens have visited the Earth, that the US government have replicated UFOs, that they can build UFOs, that they can build human UFOs with crazy speed abilities, that we have the technology to have free energy since decades, but it's covered up so we can protect the fossil fuel industry. When you learn that there is poison in almost all the processed foods, that that they're putting poison in the earth, that they're destroying the earth. So I wanted to do this video just to assess how is your interest about all this. I know you're all gamers, you like FPS gaming, fragging people, and I like this too. I like FPS games so much, and I can play for hours on end. But I'm also human, and I think humans are curious. So the more I know, the better, and I love to find well-made documentaries that teach me a lot in a short amount of time. This is what happened to me recently because of Netflix. My sister shared her account with me, and I started watching some TV shows, but I quickly found out that they have a huge documentary section, and I started watching so much cool stuff. There is an amazing documentary called I'm Not Your Guru by Tony Robbins. It made me cry, and then I started digging even deeper. I really like historical documentaries, for example about war, and I discovered the history of Gallipoli during the First World War, where the Turkish have fought the Allies. And it ended up in such horror. It's mind-blowing for us, for me that has grown up without wars. I grew up, we were in peace, alhamdulillah. And I see these documents, and I wonder what's gonna be the big war of our time. You know, there is a quote in the Fight Club movie.
We're the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no great war, no great depression. Our great war is a spiritual war. Our great depression is our lives.
Our great war is spiritual. And I think it's a very nice way to say it. It's in the mind. It's how we're gonna surprise ourselves, how we're gonna improve ourselves, find the solutions of our world. This is really an interesting time to be alive. It's like the apocalypse is going, the end of the secrecy, like in French, le lever du rideau. It means all the secrets are gonna fall down. And this process started with me years ago on the internet. I remember when I first watched Loose Change, the movie about the 9/11 event, then Zeitgeist and so many other the documentaries. And over the years, I forgot about this because I had to take care of my life, start working, make money. But these documentaries kept going and they kept coming out and they kept being more interesting and more interesting. And some of them are so mind-blowing that I sometimes find movies boring compared to these documentaries, because sometimes you learn such crazy things that happened, and witnesses telling you stories so insane that you're like, fiction is so lame compared to what I'm seeing right now. So this is what I was thinking. Let me know if you're interested in this kind of stories. UFOs, cover-ups, false flag attacks, manipulations. Without internet I would have never came across these informations because I don't like to read much, and they never broadcast this kind of stuff on TV. You only find it on YouTube, on underground places, some documentaries, sometimes on Netflix, and I found it very interesting that such controversial information could be found also on Netflix, which is very popular. For example, you can find Zeitgeist on Netflix. It's classified as controversial, but at least you can find the information. So I think it's quite a big step. So the recent documentaries that completely blew my mind and I wanted to share with you is MK Ultra documentary, Technique, Celebrities and More. This is completely insane, very creepy stuff. The one I've seen before that really shocked me is Unacknowledged, about the UFOs and the Disclosure Project. Right after that I watched Extraordinary, the story of Stan Romanek, that has been abducted by aliens as he claims, but he has all his family to support him and everything, and he has photos, videos, tape recordings, so it's very convincing actually. It's very hard to talk about this, for example with my family. I know it's gonna be very hard for me to talk about this because it's so far from their truth, because they don't watch much documentaries. They watch TV mostly, so the TV news are very, very bland. It's talk about the weather, or the bad thing that happens, like killings, shootings. So I know with them it will be very hard to talk about this, but I don't know with you, let me know. So yeah, before that I watched Gallipoli. It's a historical documentary about World War I. I Am Not Your Guru, about Tony Robbins. This one is more mainstream, but still very powerful. There is many others, but I'll stop here. And I'll leave you with the playlist that I created on the Conférence Maroc channel. A playlist where I put all my most important videos in English and in French. There is 2 playlists. So have a look if you want, and let me know if you like to hear about these topics. I wanted to take the opportunity of having this channel and such an audience to at least make you aware that I'm interested in these topics. So maybe you can have a look too, and maybe change your mind, maybe change the world. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think we should take the chance. We have so much knowledge available, why don't we use it and make something really cool out of it and become the advanced civilization that we're pretending to be. Voila. Have a good day, stay epic, bye bye guys.
A 4-man crew for me? Fucking insulting.
Outstanding. Accuracy.
Never know what hit 'em.
2 down, 6-4.
I saw I kicked ass.
Push towards that aim point, don't stop, push, keep it going guys, push towards that aim point, keep on running, destroy everything you see. Medics! Come on medics please. Medics, revive our maxes. 2 down, 6-4. 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 2 down,
What we are trying during all these discussions and talks here is to see if we cannot radically bring about a transformation of the mind. Not accept things as they are, but to understand it, to go into it, to examine it, give your heart and your mind with everything that you have to find out a way of living differently. But that depends on you and not somebody else. Because in this there is no teacher, no pupil, there is no leader, there is no guru, there is no master, no savior. You yourself are the teacher and the pupil, you are the master, you are the guru, you are the leader. You are everything. And to understand is to transform what is.